On a cold winter evening, Alex Bennett, a well-known businessman and owner of a large construction company, was driving home along a snow-covered road. Through the snowstorm, he noticed a woman bending over a small child on the side of the road. The car stopped in a matter of seconds. Alex ran to the woman, who was barely able to stand, and then collapsed unconscious. The woman's name was Hannah Riley, and her 6-year-old daughter Ellie was shivering from the cold, hugging a teddy bear. Without wasting any time, Alex carried them both to his car and drove to the nearest hospital. At the hospital, it turned out that Hannah was not only exhausted and weak, but also hiding a tragedy. She ran away from her abusive husband, leaving behind everything she once called home. Now she found herself in an unfamiliar city, with no money, no plans, but a desperate desire to protect her daughter. She also had to endure another blow. She lost a pregnancy that no one but her knew about. Alex couldn't get the image of fragile but strong Hannah out of his head. Her determination to fight for her daughter, despite all the difficulties, deeply touched him. He offered to help her, to live in his house temporarily until she got back on her feet. Hannah hesitated, but for the sake of her daughter, she agreed. Alex and Hannah lived under the same roof, like two completely different people. He was used to luxury, clear planning, and perfect order. She was chaotic, impulsive, but always took incredible care of her child. An invisible battle of characters began between them, which gradually grew into a tender friendship. Ellie and Alex's 7-year-old son Oliver quickly found a common language. They became inseparable and enjoyed playing snowballs, building snow castles, and drawing plans for uniting families. The children dreamed of a new brother or sister and secretly came up with ways to bring their parents closer together. Hannah began looking for a job as a cook in a small family bakery. Cooking was her passion, and Alex often looked into the kitchen just to watch her. Gradually, he discovered incredible inner strength in her. Meanwhile, Hannah realized that behind the wall of external well-being, Alex was hiding loneliness and pain from the loss of his wife several years ago. One day, Alex took Hannah to a restaurant to celebrate her first success at her new job. That evening, he confessed his feelings to her. "You changed my world, Hannah," he said, looking into her eyes. She, holding back tears, replied, "You showed me that I can trust people again." But the fear of the past still paralyzed Hannah. She could not allow herself to fall in love, afraid that it would bring new pain. The real test came unexpectedly. Hannah's ex-husband found her and tried to force her back. Alex intervened without thinking, protecting Hannah and her daughter. This moment was a turning point. Hannah realized that she did not want to be afraid anymore. She realized that she had fallen in love with a man who became not only her protector, but also her home. Hannah and Alex became a family, giving each other a second life. Ellie and Oliver were delighted. Their plan worked. A year later, new joyful cries appeared in their house. A girl was born, whom they named Grace, as a symbol of new hope and love. Hannah and Alex's story became a reminder that even in the coldest and darkest nights, there is always room for warmth and light, if only you are ready to trust again. Several years have passed. The house where Alex once invited Hannah has turned into a warm family nest, where every day was filled with laughter, comfort, and love. Ellie and Oliver grew into teenagers, but their bond remained as strong as in the early days of their friendship. Little Grace, who adored her older brother and sister, was the restless ray of sunshine in the family. Trials of Family Idol. One day, Alex received an offer to lead a new project in another state. The job was necessary for the entire family to move to a major metropolis, and Hannah, who had just started working steadily at home, was torn between her husband and the new home. This became the first real test of their marriage. Hannah felt guilty about her proposals, but Alex was also tense about the upcoming changes. For the first time, they faced a conflict that seemed insurmountable. However, their children became a bridge that brought them together again. Ellie suggested that they each write down what was most important to them, and then they found a way to express these desires. Alex defined his commitments so that the project would not require a long-term move, and Hannah offered to open a branch of her bakery in the new city if a move really became necessary. They agreed that they would always make compromises that would improve the whole family. Old wounds and new perspectives. The past came back to haunt me when Hannah's ex-husband filed for custody of Ellie. The trial opened up old wounds, forcing Hannah to remember all the pain she had endured. Alex supported her every step of the way, hiring the best lawyers and doing everything he could to protect their family. During the trial, Hannah found the strength to tell her story in court, which became a cathartic experience for her. Her candor and courage even touched the judge, who ruled in Hannah's favor, keeping Ellie in her custody. This moment became a milestone in Hannah's region for freedom and self-confidence. A bright future. Despite the legal battle, Alexa and Hannah's love only grew stronger. One evening, sitting by the fireplace, they watched Ellie and Oliver argue over a board game, while little Grace happily drummed spoons on the table. Alex quietly said to Hannah, "If I had known my life would turn out like this, I would have pulled over even sooner." Hannah smiled and replied, "And if I had known I would meet you, I would have allowed myself to believe in miracles much sooner." This is a story of love that has gone through pain, fear, and advice to become a solid foundation for a new life. The Bennett family has shown that happiness is possible if you fight for it together, are open and ready to trust each other,